Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, stepmothers, fathers who's doing the mother role, fur baby mothers, everyone, happy Mother's Day. But I especially want to honor my mother and my mother-in-law, one of my mom's recipes and one of my mother-in-law's recipes to honor them. So tonight I'll be making my mom's cowboy stew and my mother-in-law's broccoli cornbread. Sounds like a great Mother's Day supper, plus I think they'll both go together well. For the cowboy stew, 1 pound lean ground beef. This is 3 pounds. I'll be taking 1/3 of that for this recipe. 1 can chili beans undrained. 1 can corn undrained. 1 can diced tomatoes undrained, and this actually has green peppers, celery, and onions, which the original recipe calls for just plain diced tomatoes. 1 onion diced. 1 teaspoon chili powder, salt and pepper to taste, and 1/2 cup water. For the broccoli cornbread, we'll need 2 boxes of Jiffy corn muffin mix, no substitutes, 4 eggs, 2 sticks of melted butter, 10 ounces of frozen broccoli, thawed and chopped. So let's begin. So take a Dutch oven or a large saucepan, dump in your ground beef, which is 1 pound, and your 1 onion chopped, and cook that until the ground beef is no longer pink and the onions are tender. Now I want to mention about this recipe, I absolutely love it. It is really, really good, and my mom actually got this recipe from her mother, my grandma, and it was called ranch stew, and the only difference in it, it's exactly the same, except for this recipe does not have a green pepper. The ranch stew recipe does. My mom absolutely did not like green peppers, so she took out the green peppers and changed the name from ranch stew to cowboy stew. I'll get that brown and I'll be right back. The ground beef is brown and the onions are tender. You can drain it. Mine is 93%. There's not much grease in there, so I'm going to just leave that. Then add your chili beans, undrained. Your 1 can of corn, undrained. Your 1 can of diced tomatoes, undrained. Your 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Your 1/2 cup of water. And salt and pepper to taste. Don't leave the lid in your stew. Bring this up to almost a boil on medium to medium high. For the broccoli cornbread, preheat the oven to 400. So it is just starting to come up to a boil. Reduce the heat to medium, low to low, and let it simmer for 20 minutes. While that's simmering, we'll start the broccoli cornbread. I don't know much about the origin of this recipe. I do know a few years ago when we went to visit them, she made this for us and I really liked it. So she was kind enough to give me the recipe. And set that aside. Take a large bowl, mix in all of your ingredients. For the cornbread, the 2 packages of the Jiffy cornbread mix. Again, it's stated in the recipe, no substitutions, so I did not substitute. And the 4 eggs. And the 2 sticks of melted butter. It's slightly cooled so the eggs will not scramble. And the 1 carton, 16 ounces of the cottage cheese. And the 1 package of thawed out 10 ounces of frozen broccoli chopped up. and mix that until it's thoroughly combined. So take your cornbread mix and dump it into the prepared 9x13 pan. You want to make sure that all of the cornbread is mixed up, but you don't want to overmix it. And spread that out evenly. Put in your broccoli cornbread in a preheated 400-degree oven for 30 minutes or until it is golden brown on top. Here is my Mother's Day supper. The broccoli cornbread, the recipe came from Day's mom, and the cowboy stew, that came from my mom. So let's see what Dave thinks. Okay, that's a Mother's Day supper. The cowboy stew, which is my mom's recipe, and the broccoli cornbread, which is your mom's.
Oh, okay. They're both very hot. A good Mother's Day choice.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.